Good morning, everybody. It's Mike, and thanks for joining me this morning. Now, last night I was reading a story about a young man, and I wanted to share it with you this morning because I think it's so appropriate. This guy was drafted in the first round of the NFL draft. Big signing bonus, big, lots of cash, lots of notoriety. Had girls and guys, and everybody loved him, right? Lots of friends, because he's a star. Blows his knee out in the first practice. Career-ending injury. Never got to play in a game. Has a signing bonus, but his contract not guaranteed. Fast forward to today. He's living in Dallas, Texas, sells cars in a used car lot, walks with a little bit of a limp still. His wife, his girlfriend at the time when he came out of college, became his wife. His wife left him, took their kids. His friends, he's not an NFL star anymore, so all those great friends that he had, they kind of dissipated. He's filed bankruptcy twice since then. All the money that he had was gone. And in the story, he's referencing it, and he calls it something that I've called it. It really caught my attention. He called it the disease of affluence. He goes, back then, times were great, and I just thought they'd always last. All I ever imagined of the future was that I was going to become an all-pro running back in the NFL, and I was eventually going to go into the Hall of Fame, and I would have millions and millions of dollars, and everybody would love me. And even after my playing days were over, people would clamor over me for endorsements and to come work with their company, and I just never imagined anything but good times. And the person doing the interview said, "Why?" He goes, "Because my whole life, that's all it had been. I had never known anything about good times." And that all changed one fall afternoon in my first practice. I walk out on the field, and all that's in my head is glory and money. And it was easy for me because I was just born with a lot of athletic ability. I never really had to work very hard for it. It just kind of came naturally to me. I watched other people have to work really hard, but I didn't. It was just give me a ball and get out of my way. And I just knew what to do. And my whole life it had been that way. And it's not that way anymore. And I thought about how true that is for us and our business. And how many times, how many cycles I've been through in my 33-year career in Atlanta real estate. Good times and really bad times. And during the really good times, how I just kind of always thought that they were going to last. And this is just going to be how it was. And then the bad times happen. And you get reminded of that disease of affluence. And the disease of affluence says this: you don't do what you don't have to do. That was true back in 2004 to 2006. Money was cheap. Sound familiar? It was easy. Everybody qualified for a loan. If you could fog a mirror, you qualified for a loan. Everybody was giving away money. If you couldn't sell houses in 2005, you're totally incompetent. You were never born to be in the real estate business if you couldn't sell houses in 2005. Anybody could. And it was easy. You just sold houses to your family and friends, and you made plenty of money from it. And then we busted, right? 2008 came in, and lots of agents couldn't adjust. They had gotten conditioned to how easy it was. And this was like, I'm doing great. And now I'm not. And I really don't know what to do. And I really don't know if I'm willing to do it. And then we cycle through that, right? And we go, let's say 2013 through 2020, February of 2020. And times are good. Hey, I'll say this to you, a rising tide lifts all boats. If you can't sell houses in 2019 at 3-point-something% interest rates and rising home prices and full employment, everybody has a job and everybody feels confident in their employment and everybody thinks that next year they're going to be making more money. If you can't sell homes in 2019, that's like 2006. You can't sell homes. God just didn't create you to do this, because anybody can get a real estate license and anybody can sell homes. And because it's so easy, and because we're just surrounded naturally in our lives, naturally in my life, with people that want to buy and sell. And I didn't really have to do a whole lot other than just be a reasonably likable person and have a real estate license. And Mike, I know you keep talking about a written weekly schedule and a plan to find a target audience and a plan of action. I know you keep talking about it, but Mike, I'm doing pretty good. And I don't do all that stuff. And then it creates, the disease of affluence creates this illusion of independence. Like, it's all me. Like, I'm doing pretty good. I don't do anything this Mike guy says. And I still do pretty good. You know what? I don't need any of that. I don't need a coach. I don't need a mentor. It doesn't really matter what real estate company I'm with, so I'll just go be at the cheapest one. Why? Because none of it matters. That's how good I am. Sounds just like the football player I was reading about last night. Everything was just easy, and it's just going to stay easy. And I'm just going to become a Hall of Fame player and have millions and millions, and everybody's going to love me. And then they don't. And everything leaves you, and you feel disoriented and abandoned. And that's the disease of affluence. And folks, it infects all of us. And we're living in a pandemic right now, so maybe there's some correlation to this. It gets into our bloodstream and it affects all of us. Some it infects more seriously than others, but it infects all of us. And when times are good, we just naturally, our ego wants us to believe that it's me. See, look how good I am. I'm not even trying and I'm still doing pretty good. Hey, I know I could try harder, but I don't really need to. That's a disease. And then you wake up one morning and they've shut the economy down. They've shut the economy. Well, we didn't expect this to happen. I'm supposed to be going to Braves games right now and closing 5, 6, 7, 10 deals a month. And like going out to eat all the time. And whoa, you can't shut my life down. Yeah, we do. And then we're going, oh my God, well, like, now I'm not selling the homes I was supposed to sell, and it's peak selling season. And what do? Yeah, I know. See, you weren't prepared. You weren't prepared. The disease of affluence got you. It gets a lot of us. I've watched it happen throughout my career. It happened to me. Luckily, by the time 2008 got here, I had learned my lesson pretty well, and I'd built up immunities to the disease of affluence. You ain't getting me again. I'm immune from this disease now. Why? I've seen it happen to my friends and to me too many other times. What's that look like? Oh, look, I know how to pivot. I know how to work hard. It's more fun when I don't have to work hard and still do a lot of business. But I know how to do it, and I'm prepared to roll my sleeves up and get back to work. And not just do the things that I want to do, because that's what the disease of affluence wants me to believe. That I can just wake up every day, not have a defined schedule, and just kind of do whatever I feel like I should do next. And that just means I don't ever do things that challenge me or make me feel uncomfortable. Why? I don't really have to. Like, Mike, you talk about like any full-time professional should be calling a certain number of for sale by owners and expired listings every day. And I go, yeah, you can't tell me you're a full-time professional. I don't say you have to do it all day long. I say it has to be part of the mix. Yeah, I know, but I'm doing okay and I don't have to do that stuff. And Mike, I hear you talking about videos, but I'm doing okay and I don't have to do that stuff. And I don't like it. I don't feel comfortable with it. And I say, yeah, it's 2019. You get away with that. You're not going to get away with it now. You're not going to get away with it now. Now you're going to be faced with some pretty serious choices. You can get out of the business. That's what over half the industry did in 2008, 2009. They just said, this disease has infected me too much. I just can't do it. I say, good, okay. And other people said, no, I'm going to fight this off. How do I fight it off? Well, I'm going to say, well, look, first of all, it never was all about you. You never were just naturally that good and talented. None of us are. After 33 years, I still have a coach. And I pay him a lot of money. Why? I need it. I need fresh ideas. I need to be challenged on my bullshit. I need some system of accountability. I need all this stuff. And you do too. But the disease of affluence makes you think you don't. I need a strong support system around me. No, the disease of affluence says, no, you don't. You're just wasting money with that real estate company. Go over here. Go over here to White Castle. They're really cheap, right? You keep all the money. Yeah, they don't do anything for you, but you don't need anything. That's the disease of affluence in your bloodstream. You don't need anything. How's that working for you right now? White Castle, they partnering up with you real good, helping you with the assistance programs, helping you figure out how to pivot and adjust to the new world order? Yeah, no, because they're just cheap. Look, we're not really here to help. We're just here to hang your license at. And the disease of affluence wants us all to believe that it's just about us. I'm just naturally, see, this is what all my friends were telling me. Mike, you're just so cute and charming. You got to get into real estate. Everybody will just love you. And I say, well, in 2019, 2006, you might get away with that crap. The second half of 2020, oh no, you're going to get your ass kicked. Well, who's going to kick my ass? Well, number one, the economy is going to kick your ass. And number two, the agents that have fought off the disease, their productivity is about to go way up. Why? Because they're going to roll their sleeves up. They're going to work harder. They're going to get into work earlier. They're going to work a little bit later. They're going to do the stuff that they don't feel comfortable with either, but they're still going to do it.